Just a question, really. Looking at the state of kind of US and UK politics at the moment, obviously there's the US election coming up, which is a choice between Biden, who doesn't seem to know what planet is on half the time, and then obviously Trump. Looks like it's going to be that way. And then to look at the UK, which will be between Conservatives, which obviously are responsible for what's going on Gaza at the moment, and between Labour, it's more the question of which one do we choose between, because neither of them are really the parties that are representing the people at the moment. It's like it's going to have to choose between the best of a bad bunch. So what's your opinion on when it comes to voting in the next election?
Well, neither of those could be described as the best of a bad bunch. I've never subscribed to the lesser of two evils theorem, because that way evil always wins, and the center of gravity of the evil tilts ever further to more and more evilness. So I never agreed with that idea. But if that were not so, it is simply impossible to argue that Joe Biden is the lesser of two evils in the United States of America. It's not possible to be even more evil than he is. He's the greater of two evils. There are other candidates that you should vote for in the United States. If I were there, I'd be voting for my good friend, Dr. Jill Stein of the Green Party USA, not to be confused with the Green Party anywhere else, at least not under Jill Stein's leadership. And there are plenty of people that you can vote for in Britain. My own party, the Workers' Party of Britain, will be fielding candidates in up to 50 constituencies. And we're looking for candidates now, if you're interested, Natalie. Anyone who's interested in being a candidate for the Workers' Party in the parliamentary election later this year should contact us urgently. And we'll see after interview whether you're the right person to stand in one of those up to 50 constituencies. But there are also independents standing everywhere. I met one today who's standing in Tameside against Angela Runner, as they now call her, because she does a runner every time she actually has to be confronted or seen even by one of her constituents, running away from her genocidal record over this last period. There'll be independents standing, one I know, in Bethnal Green and Bow. There'll be independents in the London Borough of Newham. There'll be Workers' Party and independent candidates standing in Birmingham. I think there'll be independents in Bolton, independents in Oldham, all over this region. If I win the by-election on the 29th in Rochdale, there'll be plenty of independents standing here for the council seats in May, and the following May, and the following May. There's a change going on inside British politics. When I was young, 88% of the people in this country voted either Conservative or Labour. Now that number is fewer than 50% and falling like. And in this upcoming general election, it will be the smallest percentage ever to vote either Conservative or Labour. For me, Conservative and Labour are two cheeks of the same backside. Neither can be described as prettier, more attractive, more efficacious than the other. They're just an arse, a collective arse. Two of them, exactly the same. And if you ask me, in Britain, Keir Starmer is without doubt the greater of two evils. He'd lead us into more wars. He'd lead us into more misery. He'd lead us into more division in the country, even than the twerp, the inky-fingered clerk of empire currently sitting in 10 Downing Street. Thank you for that call.